6:20 a.m. The alarm call of a peacock shattered the dawn stillness. Its cry, an omen of sorts, announcing the rising sun and a new day in the emerald embrace of the Indian jungle. For Maya Rhodes, each sunrise was a promise of discovery, a new chapter in her lifelong romance with the wild. Today was no different. Yet little did she know that today's sun would rise on an enigma that would confound the brightest minds, an event that would etch itself into the annals of the jungle lore, a tale that would send shivers down the spines of even the most intrepid explorers. A seasoned wildlife biologist, Maya had dedicated her life to unraveling the secrets of the wilderness. Her focus, the predators, the apex of the food chain, the rulers of the wild, grizzlies in the northwest, leopards in the south, jaguars in the Americas. She had tracked them all. Each animal a unique puzzle, each interaction a step closer to understanding the intricate dance of life and death that played out in these ancient forests. But this time was different. This time she was in the heart of India in the Bandhavgarh National Park, a place where the very air thrummed with the pulse of the wild. She had come for one creature, the elusive Bengal tiger, the majestic ruler of the jungle. Her quest was twofold: respect the tiger in its domain while seeking a closer look, a chance to capture its essence through her lens. For years, Maya had heard whispers of a magnificent tiger here, one that locals called Darpan, meaning the reflection. It was said that this tiger appeared and disappeared at will, leaving the villagers both in awe and in fear. To many, he was a myth, a figment of the jungle's imagination. But Maya, ever the skeptic, refused to believe it. She knew the tiger was real. She could feel it in the very core of her being. Now, after days of preparation, Maya was ready. She was going into the zone, deep into the jungle. Her equipment was minimal, a testament to her years of experience and trust in her instincts. A satellite phone to keep her in touch with the outside world, a heavy-duty DSLR camera, her faithful notebook and pen. That was all she needed. As she stood at the edge of the tree line, the jungle in front of her seemed like an uncharted sea, dense, dark, and full of hidden currents. The tall trees formed a thick canopy overhead, creating an emerald ceiling that shut out the sun's rays. The air was heavy with the scent of damp earth, decaying leaves, and a hint of something wild, something untamed. The sounds of the forest, usually a comforting chorus, were now a cacophony of noise. The chirping of crickets, the rustling of unseen creatures, the distant call of a bird. All of it was a stark reminder of the raw, untamed nature that lay all around her. Taking a deep breath, she pushed forward, her senses on high alert, her eyes scanning the undergrowth. As she moved deeper, the sunlight began to fade, giving way to the cool embrace of twilight. The sky above turned into a canvas of deep purples and inky blues, the stars beginning their nightly ascent. At 3:13 p.m., amidst the symphony of the jungle, Maya sat on a moss-covered rock, taking a break from her long trek. In her hand was her satellite phone, the faint glow of the screen illuminating her focused face. She was sending a voice message, her words echoing into the phone. "I've found fresh prints heading east. We'll check in before dusk." Then she tucked the phone away, her attention returning to the task at hand. The jungle, with its myriad sounds and shadows, seemed to hold its breath, waiting. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and red. The temperature dropped, and the night sounds of the jungle began their nocturnal symphony. The chorus of crickets intensified, and the rustle of the wind through the leaves took on a spooky tone. Back at the ranger base, the silence on the other end of the line was becoming a cause for concern. The last message from Maya had been received at 3:13 p.m., and now the clock had ticked past 7. The pre-dusk check-in had turned into an anxious wait. Santosh, the team leader, ran a hand through his salt and pepper hair, his gaze fixed on the darkening sky. "We should have heard from her by now," he muttered, more to himself than anyone else. "She wouldn't have ventured too far," added Rajendra, the younger of the two rangers, his tone betraying his worry. They tried calling again, but the only response was the taunting silence that seemed to mock their helplessness. Santosh knew the rules. You didn't enter the jungle after dark. It was a pact between the forest and those who dared to explore it, a boundary not to be crossed. With the first rays of dawn, the search team entered the jungle, their steps cautious, their eyes scanning the ground. The forest, usually a source of wonder, was now a menacing maze, its beauty overshadowed by the looming threat of the unknown. Following the trail Maya had described, they soon found what they were looking for. The jungle floor bore witness to their presence in the form of large, distinct tiger tracks, massive, fresh, and undoubtedly those of a Bengal tiger. But amidst the tracks, another set of boot prints following the tiger's trail, and those belonged to Maya. The trackers followed the tracks for hours, their hope growing with each step. But then abruptly the tracks stopped. There was a patch of disturbed soil where the tiger's tracks ended, but no sign of Maya. There were no drag marks, no broken branches, no struggle. She had simply vanished, leaving behind nothing but unanswered questions and a chilling silence. The search team, their faces etched with worry, fanned out, checking every possible hiding spot, every crevice, every fallen log. Nothing. Maya was nowhere to be found. And then, as if placed there by Maya herself, they spotted it, her camera bag nestled beside a massive banyan tree, untouched, as if she had merely paused for a moment, and then continued on. Hope surged. If her bag was here, it meant she was still in the area. But when they checked the bag, they found only one thing: a single photo on her DSLR camera. The battery was dead, so they had to use a portable charger. When the image finally filled the small screen on the charger, they gasped. There in the frame was a tiger, half obscured by creeping vines, stood motionless, staring directly at the camera. Its orange and black striped body was a sight to behold. Its piercing green eyes seemed to hold ancient wisdom. But it was the background that made the hairs on their necks stand on end. Zoomed in, almost imperceptible in the foliage, was a reflection in the tiger's eye. Not the reflection of the photographer or the lush jungle backdrop. It was something else, something sinister, something that sent a chill down their spines. It was the reflection of a human, tall and thin, standing just behind Maya. Back at the ranger base, the mood was somber. Santosh and the others gathered around a table, the image on the laptop screen serving as a grim reminder of their predicament. The trackers, their faces etched with concern, shook their heads slowly. One of them, an old man named Kale, his eyes filled with a lifetime of jungle wisdom, broke the silence. "That is not a tiger's trail she followed," he said, his voice grave. "That is the one who walks with the beasts, the jungle guardian, and he does not like being watched." His words hung in the air, heavy with meaning. The jungle guardian, a mythical protector of the woods, a spirit that some believed inhabited the oldest and wisest of the trees. Days turned into weeks, the search into a desperate hunt, but there was no sign of Maya. No trace of her was ever found. No signs of struggle, no blood, no torn clothing, nothing but a vanished backpack and a haunting photo. Some whispered that she had followed the tiger too far, ignoring the unwritten laws of the jungle. Others spoke of boundaries crossed, of lines not meant to be stepped over. In the end, all agreed on one thing: the jungle had taken her and it never gave her back. Did Maya stumble upon something she wasn't meant to see? Something that the jungle chose to keep secret? Or did she unknowingly trespass into a realm she wasn't meant to enter? The truth, like the jungle itself, remains a dense, dark, impenetrable mystery, leaving us to wander in its shadows and wonder. If this mystery chilled you, hit the like button and subscribe for more real jungle stories and eerie disappearances. What do you think Maya saw before she vanished? Let us know in the comments below, because in this jungle, some stories echo forever.